not a dream. Not a dream. We are using your brain's electrical system as a receiver. We are unable to transmit through conscious neural interference. You are receiving this broadcast as a dream. We are transmitting from the year 1999. You are receiving this broadcast in order to alter the events you are seeing. Our technology has now developed a transmitter strong enough to reach your conscious state of awareness. But this is not a dream. You are seeing what is actually occurring for the purpose of causality violation. This broadcast will be received by the perceptual centers as a dream. But this is not a dream.
Chris Scalzo here with
Matt Howell.
On this episode of The First Run, I just realized, Matt, I don't have my notepad up. God, I'm so unprofessional. Happy Halloween, folks. Happy Halloween. This week in The First Run, Matt exercised his veto on musical biopics with, Deliver Me From Nowhere. So we're not going to be watching the Bruce Springsteen film, folks. Sorry. Instead, it's going to be the puppy perspective horror film, Good Boy. And then, Matt, I'm going to fill you in on some news I read online that may make you a super happy good boy as well. I think you're going to be very excited about this news. And I'm going to also give Matt some other questions about stuff because I got to clear 20 minutes. I don't know what it is, like a pathological need, Matt.
Well, I mean, are we going to talk about VHS Halloween as well?
Oh, that's right. I forgot all about that. Yeah, I guess we are, aren't we?
Yeah, we got two films. We're easily going to clear 20 minutes. Easy, brother.
I forgot all about that. Now I got to find my notes. Because this is what a professional, you know what it is? I buried that away for some reason. I know I forgot we had postponed it for Halloween. But don't worry. I can handle it. I can do it.
You can. Do it live.
I just have to figure out if I have a clip for it, which I may not, but that's fine.
I think you've got at least fun size, right? At least some high-pitched fun size somewhere.
I have it somewhere. I'll find it. Anyway, here's a clip from, what's it called? Good Boy.
Good Boy.
So how long have you been planning this?
Planning? No planning. It wasn't some big thing. Vera, just needed to go.
No, yeah, that totally makes sense. The cursed family house is a great place to relax.
It's not really how I remember it.
Oh, yeah? Creepier?
Not exactly. It's just... You think house in the woods? It sounds so peaceful.
Wait, is that Indy?
No. Old home movie. Grandpa's playing fetch with Bandit. You remember that dog?
Kinda, but didn't Grandpa just have a ton of dogs?
Yeah, but they all just kept running away. Indy, on the other hand, never leaves my side. I can't poop without a witness.
Ew, don't tell me that. I don't need to know that.
Grandpa had a ton of these VHS tapes. Mostly this and shitty horror films.
Matt, what is Good Boy all about?
Well, a young man, Todd, and his dog, Indy. Todd is sick, and he decides to move out to his deceased grandfather's old house that he inherited, leave his sister behind in the city, and hope that maybe kind of getting out in the country air away from the stresses of the city will do him good as far as his ailments go. He brings along his trusty companion, Indy, his dog, who, for lack of a better term, is seeing things. And he is the only one who is seeing things, shadows and other things creeping up on Todd that may be the cause of his sickness. And obviously when they get back to Grandpa's house, that determines that it may go back farther, and this may have been happening for a long time.
Indeed, Matt. So let me ask you about Good Boy. Is it a cute idea that devolves into novelty?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it able to become an engaging horror film over that, boy, you must have been excited, sweet 73 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is definitely a novel idea. I give it an
But is it a novelty? Is it, like, a little too kitschy?
I don't think so. I don't think it's too kitschy, right? I don't think it's bad at all, right? I think there are some generally creepy moments in this. There are at least one jump scare that made me jump. I think the idea of kind of taking this from the perspective of a dog, right, and trying to handle all of this stuff is very clever. I think it's hampered a little bit by the kind of idea that because it's a dog and it's from its perspective, that there's a lot of stuff that lets you, it has you try and infer, right? And conversations that are become muffled as the dog walks away. And it feels like you're missing some important pieces of information sometimes. Mm-hmm. So as a story in and of itself, I don't know if it's on completely solid ground, right? As a narrative, but overall as a kind of innovative idea or a cute idea with some genuinely, I should say, creepy moments, I think it's pretty successful.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely inclined to agree with you with that. I got to tell you, for me, I barely got through this thing. But that's because of, my affection for dogs. We've talked many times on this show about how I can't handle watching. It's expanded to animals now entirely, right? But particularly dogs is very difficult for me. Especially if I get dog ghosts and if I get the suffering of a dog. Now, I actually had to stop about halfway through this because, there's absolutely no way that this dog didn't suffer some type of fear, right? Or some type of uncomfortability, or whatever the case may be. But even PETA gave this film an award for how animals are supposed to be treated in movies. So, in the shots where Indy really looks like he's scared, right? What they did is they had a treat or a tennis ball off camera, which would get his attention. And as soon as they got his attention, they would call cut, basically, right?
Right.
And they shot some of the action scenes in reverse or enhanced the speed. Different kind of camera techniques as well to kind of make it more visceral than it actually was. The blood that was used was dog safe and a combination of kind of red foods that he encountered. When he was whimpering or crying sometimes, that was stuff that they had recorded at a different time when he was playing. I guess he whimpers and cries when he gets excited and plays. So they would then just interject that sound and stuff during those scenes. So as far as I can tell, at no point was our boy here under any duress, which was kind of very, very concerning for me. So I'm very, very happy to see that. Just that those scenes where where Indy's alone and hearing him whine and cry, those scenes, Matt, almost made me cry. Because again, I can't handle it. I don't know what it is. I got to tell you, I think probably the closest I've ever come to believing in a higher power is just the existence of dogs. That's how all in on pups I am. Okay. So outside of that, I'm inclined to agree with you. Having the story told from the perspective of the dog is an interesting idea. Though I do agree that I felt there are some limitations in the narrative that we get. And I got to admit, too, though, I think they did try to go for something a little more deeper because it's not so much... I was wondering, Matt, if you agree with this, is that maybe it's not even some kind of demon evil force that's coming for the dog's owner, right? I think part of me thought maybe it's Todd, it's just death as his health worsens, right? And that's really all it is.
Right.
I found, though, in the end, I think maybe it's a little rudimentary at time and cliched with its scares. I think the idea of not just dealing with a demonic force, but of death, loss, and grief kind of helped add a little depth to the film for me that may have been undercut by just the whole conceit of what we're trying to do. And I do have to compliment the filmmaking, orchestrating the action around the dog like that, and still being able to maintain an atmosphere of dread, fear, and death, but with a pup who clearly, thankfully, has no idea what's happening, just is able to hit his marks. I think it's good. I think Indy is great in this as a pup, and I will tell you, Matt, the ending really got me. I was there. It was a little dusty in my home theater office when he made that decision. I will tell you, though, I'm never going to watch it again. I don't think I could do it. But overall, I think it was pretty successful.
Yeah, I don't know how much repeat viewing this thing is worth, but I would recommend people check it out. I mean, and granted, it's all very depressing at the end, but I do like your interpretation, right? That it's not really just, that's not really like a ghost or a demon that's kind of haunting them. It's just, death, right? And that's just maybe how the dog is interpreting what's going on kind of thing, through its kind of enhanced senses as far as smell and things like that and its worldview. So very clever, Chris.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that's basically all I really have to say about this thing. It's Matt Tight 72, which I'm sure you appreciated.
I do.
Able to bust it right out like that. I don't know. Do you have any other thoughts on Good Boy?
No, like I said, I mean, it's as Chris kind of laid out there, I wouldn't worry about the distress of the dog, right? It's just a, cleverly done set of acting on the behalf of the dog and the filmmakers, so you can rest easy with that. It is, if you have pets or if you have dogs, there are some scenes that are, sad and heartwarming at the same time, but it's very effective in its creepiness, right? So I think it's a good time for a good, relatively bloodless Halloween film for people to watch.
Yeah, but I would not be surprised if you do watch this with a pup that your pup may react as well. So I guess be a little wary of that. But I'm sitting at a B, I think, for Good Boy.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think I'm going to give it a B as well.
All right, I appreciate your honesty. Yeah, man, it was tough. I was really, really getting upset watching this. I don't know what it is in me. I just can't. I can't handle it, Matt. I can't handle it. So, Good Boy is available to rent and buy online right now. It may still be playing at a theater near you. It's going to hit Shudder, I think, mid to end of November. So if you're a Shudder subscriber, you can wait till then as well. If you've had a chance to see it, we'd love to hear from you. Shoot us an email at feedback@thefirstrun.com. Matt, you want to just keep rolling then and get into VHS Halloween?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Guess what? I did have a clip after all. I may not be a professional, but I can adapt and roll like anybody's business. So here you go.
Ladies and gentlemen of the living, welcome to your place of eternal rest. Tonight, on All Hallows Eve, we gather to bear horrible witness.
Oh, come on, Keith, get on with it, man.
Together, we gather to open a portal into the beyond with this key, our symphony of the damned. Do you hear it? The sound of fingers digging in their graves, clawing back to our world, through the soil at your feet, hungry for your flesh. Do you feel them? Spirits gathering in the air around us, drawn to our music. We call out to them, hear our song. Let our symphony open wide the gates of hell!
That is a clip from Home Haunt, one of the stories inside the latest VHS anthology film, VHS Halloween, streaming exclusively on Shudder right now. Basically, that's what happens when a home haunt goes bad, when they conjure up a doorway to hell by playing a cursed record, Matt. That is Home Haunt. We have 5 shorts this time. We have 5 segments this time, with a 6th if you include the framing device. So I guess typically what we do is we go through each one, and I think we close with the framing device, or we start with the framing device. I can never remember what we decide to do with that.
I can't either, but let's close with it.
All right. So first up, we have Coochie Coochie Coo, which is a kind of classic haunted house kind of movie, genre trope thing. We have 2 young women are in high school. They're about to, I don't know if they're going off to college. One of them is going to do their own thing. And they're going out trick-or-treating one last time. They come across a couple of boys who tell them that, the mommy's going to get them. The mommy's going to get you. And they go up to this house and to go trick-or-treating. They go inside against their better judgment. And the mommy monster demon thing is waiting for them. Matt, what were your thoughts on Coochie Coochie Coo?
I was kind of up and down on this one. I think the creature design is pretty effective. There are parts of it that are super, super creepy, with some decent scares. But other parts of this are just laughably corny, like the guy running around in the diaper, right? And, some of the victims of the mommy, which are supposed to be very horrifying and creepy and all this stuff, but it all just came over as kind of funny, I guess. To me, it was very hokey looking, right? So I would give this segment a C because it's good. It's really good in parts, and it's really scary in parts. But then other parts of it, it just kind of undercuts itself.
Yeah, I agree with everything Matt said, and I would say it's the most straightforward, I think, out of all of them, the most traditional, and unfortunately, too, I think a little too conventional at times. As Matt said, this has some scary moments. Some of the kind of creepy possessed effect things. The fact that at the end, one of the characters also decides to just kind of give in and join the family type of thing. I don't know. It just didn't carry me all the way through. So I'm with you, Matt, but I'm giving it a C+.
Okay, fair enough.
So do you want to tell us what's next?
Sure. So the next one is called Ut Supra Sic Infra, which is Latin for as above, so below. And it starts with a young man being interviewed by the police in Spain about what happened to his friends. They had broken into the house of a famous medium who had disappeared, and something essentially happens, right? So VHS, presents basically two found footages, right? You have the footage from the kids breaking into the house and what happened, versus the police investigation and kind of where that leads, and that shows you what happened because it also happens to the police. Whereas, the young man is like a portal to demons after reading some creepy words 3 times, right? So what is your thoughts on this one, Chris?
I rather enjoyed this one. There's another one coming up that I think this one and the next and another one is probably 2 of my favorite in the bunch. This is actually written and directed by the guy who did Wreck, the Wreck series. Okay. I love the first 2. I confess I have not seen parts 3 and 4, though I have owned them as part of that Scream Factory box set for at least 10 years. But,
wow.
Has it been 10 years? Maybe it's 8. Regardless, I really enjoy those Wreck films, and I think that this one is very, very effective. I love the idea that the police go back to the scene of the crime and have the kid walk them through it, and then everything goes horribly, horribly wrong again. Very, I think at times scary, some good gore effects as well, and just all around, I think probably out of all of them, the most consistently unsettling out of all of them. So I rather enjoyed this one. I gave it a B+.
Yeah, I thought overall it was pretty good. It kind of built up the ratcheting the tension and what's going to come next kind of thing. But then also there were a couple times where I'm rolling my eyes where they're like, no, you have to reenact it exactly. Like, tell us exactly where you stood. And I'm like, okay, come on. Let's give it a rest there, guys. It's not that precise of a science, right? But overall, it was pretty fun. So yeah, I'm going to give it a B.
All right. I like that. Next up then, what do we have, Matt?
Fun size!
We have fun size. So this one, a bunch of kids go up to a house and they have a bowl of candy out front, right? And it's one of those pick one, right? Just choose one, move on. But they don't. Mm-hmm. And by doing so, the bowl transports them to some type of hell that's local. And they then start to be... There's like some candies that become monstrous, and as well as like a mascot who is also some kind of weird demonic thing. And they become, as they're killed, they get turned into candy. Mm-hmm. And for me, Matt, this was weird, gross, dumb, absurd, and charming as all hell. Mm-hmm. It's like a student film with like a solid budget based off of a fun idea. It does have a charm, I think, that none of the other films in this series have. Not films, the other shorts in this anthology have. It's probably the most amateurish of the batch. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But weirdly for me, the most endearing and the most fun I had with any of them.
Sure.
So I'm actually sitting at a B+ for fun size as well. As I'm watching, I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is bad. But then you just let it wash over you, right? And it is just a blast.
So this is, I think I mentioned this last week. This is written and directed by the guy who did the Too Many Cooks short on Adult Swim, that absurd 80s montage of 80s sitcoms, right? That just becomes weirder and weirder as you go. And that is the same sensibility that permeates this thing, right? I mean, it's like Chris said, it's all of those things. It's extremely sophomoric, right? You know, they kind of really focus on certain body parts for, you know, this, what's being turned into the candy, right? And it's just acted terribly. Like, but it just seems like obviously very intentionally so, but as long as you can get on its wavelength, it's a hell of a lot of fun. But if you take it too seriously, you're going to hate it. So listen to us. Just go along with the absurdity, realize that's what it's going for, and you'll have a good time with it. I give it a B+ as well.
Nice. All right, so then tell me about Kid Print, Matt.
Yeah, so this is by far maybe the most disturbing one we've seen in a while on this one. Essentially, it's kind of goes back to late 80s, early 90s, right, where there's kind of all this kind of panic from the parents in the neighborhood that kids are going to go missing or people are going to poison their candy. So this local video store, electronic store, basically films kids that are going out trick-or-treating for free so that if something does happen to them, they can turn over the information to the authorities. They have their picture, you know, they say what they're going to be doing, and hopefully it will help find them and make their parents feel better. Well, it turns out that one of the employees in the back who is developing all of these films is using this as a way to pick his victims for him to torture to death, essentially. And, oh, by the way, they're all like 17 or younger as far as all of this goes. Very disturbing subject matter. I can't tell if the main bad guy, if the serial killer is supposed to be funny or disturbing or what they're really going for there. But overall, the subject matter and the kid actors that they get, and then obviously the kind of way it plays out, it's very much of a downbeat. And it's probably the biggest downbeat I've seen on one of these things, maybe ever. I don't know what to give this one. I think I'm going to give it a B- just for leaning into how disturbing it is, although I don't know if it would have been better if they just really leaned into really went all the way and just being just something extreme to watch.
Yeah, I actually gave it a B- as well. I agree with you entirely. I mean, it's a solid slasher kind of kid murderer effort, I think. And it also, too, I think it had a pretty interesting and fun conclusion to it. But I agree with you. In a weird way, it's kind of reserved. And I think it could have been even more just dirty and gross and stuff. Maybe that's not really what they wanted to do. But you could have really leaned into that 80s, you know, missing kid slasher type thing. And I think it just, for some reason, it doesn't quite pull its... I guess it pulls its punches a bit. I don't know. It's just not as dark and as foreboding and unsettling as I think it could have been. And it's just kind of... I don't know. It just didn't quite gel for me entirely. But I still think there's enough there to kind of keep you a little off kilter and slightly disturbed, for sure.
Yeah. Whoever directed this thing, I don't know if it was one guy or a pair of people. Let me just see here.
Just one guy. His name is Alex Ross Perry. He actually is one of the main writers of Christopher Robin, the Winnie the Pooh movie.
Oh, okay. Very good. So this guy, it seems like he probably has a much nastier version of this sitting on a laptop somewhere, and it feels like he sanitized it some.
Right.
And I don't think that, you know, was maybe to its detriment.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, but B- is across. So then finally we have Home Haunt. I guess not quite finally. We have Home Haunt, which is what we opened the segment with. Family puts up the big haunted house maze thing in their yard every year, trying to find some great cool stuff. And they go to the thrift store to find some things. And they go into a section that's cordoned off that they're not supposed to go to. Dad finds this evil record, plays it, and then unleashes demons and hell. And I did really enjoy the actual last scene of this as well before the camera cuts out. But again, haunted records are not cool. Not cool, bro. But I think bringing to life the various kind of haunted house rooms that you would experience was a fun exercise to see. I like how the kid, too, is kind of over it and he wants to move on. He's kind of grown out of it, but the dad is kind of pressuring him and not letting him do that. And just all the hell that breaks loose and as people are picked off one by one. And yeah, like I said, it's great to seeing all the different haunted house things kind of come to life. You get your monsters, you get witches, you know, the escape room stuff, all these different little things. And I liked Home Haunt a lot, actually, Matt. I gave that one a B.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's definitely got a more of a Halloween-y, a little bit, it feels like it's going to be a little more sanitized, right? And it's more of like a fun thing. Mm-hmm. But it gets really nasty at the end, like shockingly nasty at the end, especially with the witch flying around at the very end. And it has a very, cabin in the woods vibe, right? When the thing itself starts to come to life and things like that. But yeah. I overall, I thought it was pretty clever and pretty well done. So yeah, I would give it a B as well. I think, there are a couple things that I would, again, it seems a little amateurish. It seems like the budget's a lot lower, or are getting steadily lower as we go, but it gives it a certain charm.
Absolutely. All right, so we'll wrap it up, Matt. What is the framing sequence Diet Phantasma all about?
Yeah, so there is a soda company in England, right? But apparently it's an American company because the CEO is American, that is essentially testing a new product called Diet Phantasma. And whatever is in this, whether it's Lovecraftian horrors or ghosts, as you are learned to find out as you go, it basically brutally kills anybody who opens the can or drinks it. And it's all in very creative, disgusting ways. And of course, the suits on the other side are very, very irritated that they just cannot seem to get the formula right. Until at the very end, they do. And they get whatever they're trying to get with number 47. I'm not sure what the purpose of Diet Phantasma was.
It is weird, right? That what they're going for, that this exists in a world where this is something that they'd be trying to do publicly.
Sure, right.
It's a weird dogleg left turn that the film takes on at the end. But I think the framing it has kind of H3, Halloween 3 vibes to it that I really appreciated. If you're not familiar, Halloween 3, please correct that immediately. Though there's a bit of a pushback against that now. There was like my generation people kind of saying how good the film is for years, and it started to get like a cult following and appreciation. But now there seems to be a group of people who are saying, no, it actually isn't good. Don't waste your time. And you people are wrong, and I will not stand for any Halloween 3 besmirchment. It's unacceptable. But so Diet Phantasma, though, for Matt, again, like it kind of has that feel to it. Just the right amount of cheesy for this segment. I may not get it 100%. Like we said, why are people looking for this on purpose? I don't quite get that. And I love the fact that the chief scientist guy clearly is like a drama club dropout. Just how much he overacts in all the scenes, just chewing the scenery. But I think Diet Phantasma is mostly successful with the different ways that it, possesses and kills its victims. All the different ways that they accomplish that. I think are all at some time, a lot of them are pretty gross, pretty unsettling, pretty disturbing, and so in the end, it mostly worked. I gave it a B-.
I think the build-up, without the payoff, like I kind of left a lot of questions for me, like why they were doing this, which usually I can just roll with, but it really irritated me while I was watching it. So I'm going to give it a C+. I think it does have its moments, but there are things about it that I just can't get into that B territory for me. And maybe what it is, Chris, and I'll just digress a little bit here,
Please.
Is that maybe people's problems with Halloween 3 is that they're really just tired of Tom Atkins, somehow picking up teenagers like Jamie Lee Curtis or, the woman in Halloween 3 and somehow just being a sexual, Tyrannosaurus with these very young women. It makes absolutely no sense because he was like 40 in like 1982.
Tom Atkins is the man is a legend, and he is as Matt said, a sexual tyrannosaurus. I was trying to find the clip. I don't have it loaded up though, unfortunately. Yeah, I started rewatching Fog yesterday too. When he picks up Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, right.
It's a great little scene.
And she's like flirting hard with him. Flirting, like seriously, you're gonna pick up Jamie Lee Curtis on the side of the road, and she's gonna just flirt her ass off to Tom Atkins, right?
Who doesn't even have a mustache yet in this film?
My goodness.
De-mustachio Tom Atkins.
Wow.
I gotta watch Night of the Creeps again too. I haven't seen that like in 10, 15 years. I got that 4K just sitting on the shelf. Matt, give me a full grade then for VHS Halloween as a whole.
I have a soft spot for this series, right? I think it really kind of scratches an itch that no other series really is for us weirdos. I think it's maybe the weakest one in a while, so I'm going to give it a B-.
Ooh, I gave it a B. I didn't find it to be that weak. I thought it was pretty good. And how can you give a B- to this?
Fun size!
I don't think you can. Fun size alone makes it worth the price of admission. As we said, VHS Halloween is currently streaming on Shudder. Now's the perfect time to sign up, folks. Let us know your thoughts if you've seen it. Shoot us an email at feedback@thefirstrun.com. Matt, we'll wrap up the show. I got to ask you one thing. Have you seen the news online?
No, I haven't. I don't even know what you're talking
about a certain film that in 2027 is celebrating its 50th anniversary.
Mm-mm.
A little film called Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
The rumor is, and the leaked screenshots, that they are remastering from the original negatives the theatrical versions of the Star Wars trilogy in 4K for physical media release.
No way.
Yes.
That's amazing. Amazing.
Finally going to get Nub back at the Return of the Jedi. No Anakin. No, I should say no Hayden Christensen as Anakin. No disrespect to Hayden Christensen. But still, we're not going to get that. You know, you're going to... The real song in the...
in Jabba's palace instead of that atrocity that he put in there. I will say this, though. As much as I hate like 95% of the special editions, I thought the updates they did make to the Battle of the Death Star, just by speeding up the film a little bit and just making the action faster, was a huge improvement. Because if you watch the original, I don't know when the last time you watched the original, it's so slow. They're like, it's like this, like that, and like turning, and it's just bad how slow it is. And I did not remember that until I seen it, relatively recently.
Yeah, I did get the 4K 77, which if you're not familiar, is basically the fan project using film that they've obtained. I'm not quite sure how they did it, even where they got it, but they have stock. They have, but they don't have the negatives. But there's people, the fans, who painstakingly restored the film in 4K. I think if you just look up like Star Wars 4K 77, there's also a 4K 83 and an 80. Yeah, you can find them online. But I'm really excited if this is actually true and this is going to happen. So, but it's going to be another year plus, 2 years, Matt. But looks like it may actually be happening. And then I was stalking Matt's Letterboxd, and I saw you have been on quite a heater with the Halloween films. Is that accurate?
Yeah. So my wife insists that we still have cable, and I keep trying to turn it off, but she will not let me. And so IFC and stuff, they'll just run horror movies like all month long. And I was sitting around, I didn't want to do any work around the house, and I basically just put on IFC, and they just played Halloween films like one after the other, and I watched like the first three, including Season of the Witch, like back to back to back.
Oh, the I Know You Did Last Summer, is that the new one?
No, that was the old one. That was a couple days before.
All right, because I was thinking of watching that new one, though I have not heard good things. And Matt's also, so the last four you watched, right? You want to, it's Good Boy, VHS Halloween, but then it's basically the Halloween films, and then I Know You Did Last Summer.
Right, and then before that, if you had gone a little further into my diary, you would have seen that I watched the first couple Scream films as well.
Ghost Ship, I remember that being bad. How was that?
It's not good. It's not.
Is that the one where it opens with the wire kind of cutting through and cutting?
Well, yeah. That's you don't see it happen until later in the film. You don't get the graphic thing at the end. It has some really cool gore effects, but overall, it's pretty stupid.
Yeah, I like to see Matt gave Halloween 3 4 stars. I was very happy about that.
Yeah.
And then where am I? My last 4. I finally caught up with Tragedy Girls, which is streaming on Shudder right now, which I really, really liked.
Okay.
I saw Frankenstein, Del Toro's Frankenstein in the theater. We'll be talking about that maybe soon.
Okay.
I rewatched The Descent. I told Matt that I was going to do that. I still have to watch Let the Right One In. But remember, I think about 2 months ago, you said you got to watch both.
Yeah.
And then I watched my 4K disc of A Nightmare on Elm Street. And that looks fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you're going back and forth on picking up that 4K set, I can't tell you. I can't praise it enough. It looks really, really good. I also watched The Shining, which is, of course, I watched Raw Deal for the first time in years. The Schwarzenegger film.
Yeah, you told me about that. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, not great, but entertaining enough. And then I did watch Halloween 4 and 5. Man, I don't like those films at all. I was going to watch the producer's cut of The Curse. I don't know if I've ever actually seen the producer's cut, even though, of course, I've owned it for 6 years. Wrath of Becky, I saw. I actually really enjoyed that, too. So
I did catch up last night with Welcome to Derry. Have you watched that yet?
I I started watching it last night, and then I realized I was super tired, and I went to bed.
Sure. Okay. All right.
But I got to catch up with it.
Yeah.
I also watched Messiah of Evil for the first time, which I really liked a lot. Mm-hmm. And then I caught up with my The Keep.
Oh, nice.
My Vinegar Syndrome 4K, which is cool as hell. I've always liked that film a lot. All right. That was basically it, Matt. I wanted to talk to you. I was curious about your last 4 in your Letterboxd. In the meantime, Matt, actually, what do you tell me? Tell me.
So
what's up next week?
Sounds what Chris said. We're gonna check out Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, right? We're a fan of Guillermo the Bull, so we'll go check it out. And then it sounds like maybe no promises, but maybe if we feel like it, we'll go see the latest from our man Lorgos Begonia with his continued affection for Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons.
Good times. In the meantime, you can check us out at thefirstrun.com, find archives of all the old shows, as well as a report card, which I think I have to update. And then there's a little player there. You can just hit play and start rifling through all the episodes. You can also find us on Blue Sky and Instagram and YouTube. Just do a search for The First Run. Scroll. Eventually you'll find us. Head over to Apple Podcasts. Give us a review. It'll help other people find the show. And Matt, that is going to be that for this week. So we're going to take it Oh, wait, no, one more thing. You know, every now and then we complain about stuff independent of the show. I want to start doing stuff like this instead. And maybe I should have opened the show with this, and I apologize. But if you're having some challenges and you're food insecure, if you go to findhelp.org, then you type in your zip code or any protection for a particular program, they'll help let you know where there's food pantries in your area. They could also help you potentially with housing, goods, transit, lots of other things. So I found foundhelp.org. No promotion, no paid anything like that on the show, but I was doing some research trying to find something to help people. So if you having some challenges right now, check them out. They might be able to help you. It's a small group of people doing their best, so check it out.
Nice.
All right. That's it for this week. We're going to take an extended break. We love you. Oh, where's my outro? I can't find my outro. There it is. And we're going to take care. What? No. Happy Halloween. Love you all very much. Take care. We'll see you soon.
$11:55, almost midnight. Enough time for one more story. One more story before 12. Just to keep us warm.